Hey y'all, Patrick here with episode 2 of Show Me What You Bass, the series where I look at your most beloved, cherished, and just the basses that mean the most to you, the instrument that you would ride through hell and back again for. And you know what? We're just gonna go straight into it today. Starting with David Jung, he says, my absolute favorite bass of all time is this Man Bongo V. Oh, so this is how we begin.
The Man Bongo is very ugly.
Lovely. It's one of the 2015 PDN limited edition instruments that have oil and wax necks instead of painted. I love the playability, the versatility, and sound of this bass so much that I got rid of all other basses I had. Oh. Okay. Let's get out of the way. Bongos, the shape of them, they still look like toilet seats to me, and that's okay. It's my opinion. But man, this thing does look really good. Just that finish alone looks sick. Ooh, in the back of that neck too. That's tasty. And with bongos, I know you can get so many different sounds out of it, so the versatility is like endless, and it's an Ernie Ball Music Man bass, so yeah, it's awesome, and it has nothing but quality too. Just look at the way he's looking at that bass. That's true love right there. From James Denali. Hi, Patrick. Big fan of the show, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Dude, badass, man. My ride or die axe is my custom 51 bass thing. It's got a Warmoth alder body string through bridge with a Seymour Duncan active Stingray style humbucker. The neck is from my very first budget bass, the Monterey, which has a silky smooth gloss finish on the back, and it's so thin and fast while maintaining sweet tone. It's got scars just like everyone else, dude. Yeah, same. Thanks for the positive vibes and stay safe. Jimmy from Del Santo. Thanks, dude. This is weird looking. Ooh. Oh, I see the little love bruise that it has right there. That just means you're playing it though. I like that you used a custom body that you got from Warmoth, and then you have the neck from the very first bass you ever had. Like that's awesome, man. That's like recycling at its best. This is a very simple and straightforward bass, and I love that. You just have that classic 51 style body with the humbucker, and then what is that? Volume and I'm assuming active EQ controls for that, because it looks like a stacked pot, but man, that is sick nonetheless. From my main man, Johnny Schenkel. Oh, and guess what Johnny is? Johnny is a Patreon supporter. Shout outs to all these beautiful people right here that are supporting the channel. And if you would also like to support the channel and be included in giveaways, early access to videos, and more, head over to my Patreon page and be just like Johnny and these beautiful people right over here. Mwah, mwah. But he says, hey man, so here we have a Schecter Stiletto Studio 4 in see-through purple. I modded it with Fishman Fluence pickups. Mwah. That's that good stuff right there, man. ZR custom set of high beams, 50 through 120, tuned CGCF. Story behind this bass. I've played multiple Schecter Stiletto basses since 2004, with my first being an Elite 4 model back when I was a sophomore in high school. That being said, I was in a very technical, trashy metalcore band along with my best friend to this day, Mike. Sadly, the band broke up. With the breakup came years and years of trying to form anything possible with local artists in Bakersfield. Everything, anything, and I tried to make work, ultimately failed before it could start. Fast forward to summer of 2017, that good old buddy Mike leaves the band he was starting to have some success with while playing stand-up bass to grab his metal axe and play something nasty. Well, at this point, I had more or less gave up on bands, but I got this text, didn't even open it, looked at, seen it was from my old friend Mike, looked him over, my fiance, and said, woo! Gonna be in a band again. Opened the text and replied to Mike, what's up, dude? Text, and a few months later, we're jamming. Now on a random trip to Guitar Center, I see this purple stiletto bass hanging there, and it's beautiful. Oh, so gorgeous. I have to have it. Haggle with the salesman, and I was a few hundred short at the time. Even tried to trade in a few guitars. Nope, wasn't meant to be. Mike had listened to me talk about this bass non-stop for a few weeks, till one day I get a Facebook message from Mike, and it's a link to someone selling the model in color stiletto only about a 6-hour round trip drive from my house and at a fraction of the cost. So I hop all over this. Me and my fiance hit the road that weekend and ended up meeting this woman at a Target parking lot, yada yada. I had purple bass I've been drooling over. Hell yeah, man. That is sick. It's such a weird looking bass, but I can totally dig it. But that purple looks so good, especially with the black hardware and Fishman Fluence pickups. Whenever I demoed that comparison, man, those things blew my mind. It is something completely different. That is a beautiful neck too. Oh, look at that too. That neck through construction. Oh yeah, that is sexy as hell. From Daniel Higgins. Hey Patrick, this is my 2012 Gibson Grabber 70s tribute. Got it in 2013 as a birthday present for my then fiance, and it's really the coolest thing I've ever been given. I instantly fell in love with it the moment I picked it up. The neck feels amazing, the tone is just so nice, it's aggressive, but really balanced at the same time. I just adore how it reacts with distortion and other pedals as well. I've gigged it pretty solidly over the past 8 years. I'm talking 200 plus gigs a year at one point. Whoa! Yeah, you're using the hell out of that bass, hence all the wear to the really thin finish. I've done a few modifications to it. I installed a brass nut and a thumb rest in addition to changing the knobs and switch tip for chrome ones. At one point I had a bridge cover on it, hence the screws in the body. It really just is that one bass for me, the bass that resonates with me in every way. Keep putting out great content. Kindest regards, Danny. Thanks, dude. And yeah, like that's the thing about the show. I want the bass that resonates with you in every single way. The one that gets your mind, your body, and your soul, you know? And man, look at that thing. So Gibson came out with reissues of the Grabber and the G3 in I think like 2012 or so, and made only a couple hundred units of each. And I'm still on the search for one of the Grabber 2s for a decent price. Decent price being the main thing about that too. But dude, this is sick looking. I absolutely love that finish. Except for that stupid 3-point bridge, and Gibson, you and I have beef about that anyway. But other than that, this thing looks so damn slick, and I want it so bad, man. Oh yeah, you can see all the little nicks and dings, all the little battle scars, especially the belt buckle rash on the back of it, man. Dude, that is so wicked. I love this. From Daniel Kalchenko. So hey, my name is Daniel and I'm from Israel. My number one bass is ESP LTD B-10, the cheapest bass you can get from LTD, and I love it so much, and so many memories and stories I have with this one. Here's some of the mods I did to it. 1. I hated the original finish, so I sanded it, and I was still kind of bored with it, so I put so much bulk stickers I had, black and white one. Then some time ago, I changed it to Star Wars, because why not? Okay, I can dig that. 2. Goto tuners. 3. EMG P-bass pickup. And 4. Hipshot kick-ass bridge. That's what's up, dude. Whoa. I'm digging the black and white, man. I'm telling you, I need to sticker bomb a bass at some point. That is a sick. Oh, is that the Star Wars? Okay, yeah. The Star Wars one completely blows the other one out of the water. I take it back. And this is super straightforward, too. You got that EMG pickup as well as the kick-ass bridge. And dude, like that's all you need sometimes. From Tyler, here's my number 1. Built from a $110 used OLP Music Man copy. Gave it a full repaint plus all new electronics, Aguilar AG4M pickup, and OBP3 preamp. Threw on some D'Addario NYXLs. I've heard those are really good. I haven't tried them out yet and haven't looked back since. 2 records and countless shows later, it still never let me down. Cheers. Dude, I like that color a lot, man. Oh, that's rad. It's very punk, very like skater. That is so sick. And I bet it sounds really damn good with that pickup too. Oh, and especially through that SVT stack you got going on there, man. I bet that sounds so thick. From Arsenage Milanov. My number 1 is a Squire Troy Sanders signature. My dad bought it for me when I turned 18 and started taking playing seriously. Swapped out the pickups for a set of DiMarzio DP126, and it's getting a new nut soon. Nice, man. So when I had this bass, it's so cool, especially to see a silver burst finish on such a cheap instrument. Like, you don't see that a whole lot, and I don't know why, and I also don't know why this is something that Squire got rid of. It's a Jaguar PJ configuration. Also, it's got that cool bass boost thing that's just completely unique to it, and it's a wicked bass overall, and I bet it sounds even better with those new pickups in it too. From Patrick Hartnett, I bought this bass in November of last year, and already I can tell it's something magical. It's a 70s made in Japan Rickenbacker copy. Go on. Matsumoku factory to be specific. Neck through, all maple, beefy neck, and it just rocks. Playing it, I just feel like a badass. I can't explain it. Dude, that's how you know it's something special, man. Currently only the bridge pickup works, but that's all you need with a Rickenbacker. It's got some nice flame throughout the base wing of the body. One of the previous owners put a Grateful Dead Shakedown Street sticker on it, and while I'm not a fan of them really, I'm leaving it on because it tells the story of the bass. The bass has survived a car crash with me. Excuse me, what? And I've been playing out whenever I can. I got incredibly lucky with the price, and I only paid $450 for it. Excuse me, what? And I've been on the lookout for a second one. I love it that much. Oh, dude, this is so wicked looking. So any like made in Japan bass is usually just like that much better than everything else. But all like the copies you would see throughout the 70s and the 80s, especially Ibanez ones, are nothing but quality, I've heard. And the fact that you got it for $450 is so awesome. This thing just looks so nice. Oh, I see that Grateful Dead sticker. I mean, I don't really know anything about the band, but that is a wicked looking decal. So, I mean, I would keep it there. But dude, I love this so much. Oh, that looks so good. From Nick Soria. Hi, Patrick. My name is Nick, and this is my 2009 Fender Highway 1 Precision. I've owned this bass for 11 years, and I've used it for more shows, recordings, etc. than any other bass. I can literally play every genre and style on it and make it work, and pretty much have. Original white pickguard has been swapped for a tortoiseshell. Control knobs have been replaced with Bassman style knobs. Original tune has been replaced with Goto Resolites. Note the Badass 2 bridge was actually stock with this model. Dude, like, it's so simple, so straightforward. It's a P bass. It's classic, and it's so versatile for how little variables there are to really change around. It's really like dependent on how you play with them, but that's what's really great about a nice high quality P bass though. It's just so simple and so classic looking. You can't not love it. Oh yeah. See, like the way that like some of these guys are just looking at their basses, that's true love, and you can see it, man. From Christopher O'Connor. This is my Jackson JS2 Kellybird 4. It's got a mahogany body and maple neck with rosewood fretboard. It's one of the 2 basses I own, and I have to say I'm still impressed with it. The feel of it's pretty great, and I don't feel the need to change much on it other than the pickups. If you have any suggestions on good soap bar pickups, I would greatly appreciate it. This is definitely not my style, but I do want to play it though. Since the very first Ugly Bass video ever came out, people have just been bashing me constantly for not liking Jackson's. But I mean, if Jackson would like to send me something, I will gladly play it and demo it and send it back to them. It's just, you know, from looks alone, they're not my thing. But I know a lot of people who love their Jackson basses, and that's just the way it is. I love the matte finish on this. As for new soap bar pickups, I would check Aguilar, EMG, Seymour Duncan just off the top of my head first. Hell, I would maybe try and see if the Fishman Fluence pickups could fit in there. Even if you have to route out a bit, it's more than worth it. From Adam Banner, this is my bass my granddad and I built. It's an okay bass, sounds okay, and it's even got my signature on the headstock. The color was chosen as it's my favorite and for how unique it is. Bought some black strings, which I think look good. Let me know what you think. This thing, you definitely wouldn't be able to miss it, that's for sure. Hell, it is bright, it is loud, and I really like that about it. With the black strings too, that matches really well. I can't get over how bright that is. But hell, that's cool. And I like the little touch of having your signature on the headstock. It's something different. And this is a project that you and your grandfather built. That alone, I think, is just worth the story and just worth the keepsake about it. From Kenny Cortez. Hey, Patrick, my name's Kenneth, and I'm a subscriber from Peru saying hi. Hey man, what's up? I have two basses, a Fender Jazz Bass American Standard from 2008 and a made in Korea Epiphone Jack Casady. My favorite is the Casady. In that case, we're not even going to look at the Jazz Bass then. I'm just going to do my best to keep it at one instrument per submission because there's a lot to get through. It's very woody, resonant, and organic. Bass has no modification, only the stickers. Thank you for reading. Congrats on your channel. It's very cool. Kenneth. Well, thanks a lot, man. And dude, that looks really rad. Again, I gotta sticker bomb one of my instruments one day at least. I've never done it and I don't know how. What I like about the Jack Casady basses is the wings aren't symmetrical and it's just something a little different to really separate it out. This looks very straightforward and I appreciate that. I bet it is muddy, but I guess that's more the tone that you go for with a bass like this though. Oh, that 3-point bridge though. I hate that 3-point bridge. But I've heard nothing but good things about Jack Casady basses though. I do want to try one day. This is sick. From James, he says, hi Patrick, this is my Traven Neo limited bass. One of the few Travens that look normal-ish and I love it. I was in a bit of a bad relationship for a while and ended up selling all of my bass gear. The relationship ended and a few months after my old band booked a reunion show, I needed to buy a bass. And this is the one I bought. I have more expensive basses, but none I connect with like this. Has such a gritty, rich, and full fundamental no matter how low I set it up. The entire pickguard is actually the bridge, and it's a monster. Wait, what? Has a few chips and dings to it, mostly from that reunion show. I thought it would just be relatively affordable beater bass, but I fell in love with it and I've used it as my #1 bass since I got it. Cheers, James. Oh, dude, that's a weird looking bass, but I can dig it. The bridge is just the pickguard. That's so weird. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. Kind of reminds me of when Gibson did the, was it New Century New series in like 2005 or 6 or something like that. But I think it was only guitars they did it on, but the entire front of it was just the pickguard and it was a mirror too. So this is pretty cool, man. From Deso Debrasini, hey Patrick, I hope you have a great day. This is my 2004 Specter Legend 4. Love the finish and the sound and feel blow everything out of the water. Also, it's pretty rare. Got it for the price of a Squire P bass. Cheers from Hungary. That's so cool. I love that finish so much. And I've heard so many great things about Specter basses. And I know a lot of people that play Specters, like that's all they play too. So it's just something, I guess, when you get a Specter, Specters just completely take over your entire collection. But overall, that finish is sick. And I bet it sounds super thick and thumpy too. From W, dear Patrick, so I saw your video about sharing basses and like a week ago, my brother's finished a bass for me. It's special to me because my brother's very creative and skilled with burning figures. He's struggling with finding a steady job and he also has a rough time in the past. He mostly looks for new things to build or stuff to try out. I'm really proud of him and his skills. The bass cost him no more than 100 euros to buy. Bought it as a DIY kit, so the finish, the burning, the painting, and the head cut are all my brother's doing. Hope you find it as awesome as I do. As for the sound, it sounds like a normal P bass, not very special, but I was actually just kind of looking for that because my other bass is a Marcus Miller Sire M2 5-string. Wow, this is crazy looking. Holy hell, man. This is true art right here. Wow, I would never be able to do anything like this. Oh, and it goes into the pickguard as well. That is so cool, dude. Design on the front of the headstock too, and on the back. What the hell? That is so rad. Hell, your brother really is talented, man. That is legitimately just art. Wow. From Anthony Betling, this is my Rickenbacker 4003 I just got a year ago last week. Ever since I started playing 10 years ago, I always wanted to get my hands on one, so this was a huge deal for me to snag. Dude, I know what that's like to have that one bass where you're constantly just like, I need it. I want it so bad, and you finally get it. Like, that is awesome. Oh, and yeah, it's a Rick. It looks so good. It's just so classic looking. It's just a giant hunk of wood that has this very full and very signature sound out of it. I love how natural everything is, and you put that custom pickguard on it that just really pops too, man. From Adam, he says, it's an Ibanez TMB 600 NT, ash body, maple neck, and Jatoba fingerboard. Has Nordstrom C&D pickups. I bought this thing right before I started playing in my band, and it plays great. Sounds amazing. It's an absolute machine. I can't imagine playing without it. Greens from Poland, Adam. Cheers, man. And yeah, Ibanez has seriously just been killing it lately. And the thing with Ibanez is they give you so much bang for your buck too, especially with these. What's what, $500 I think in the States at least. You get the feel, perfect playability, and the sound, it has Nordstrom pickups in it for $500. From Jacob Thornton, he says, hey Patrick, my name's Jacob, and this is my bass. Lefty Squire Jazz Bass I got for Christmas when I was 13. Great first bass, but the electronics died after a few years. Decided to rebuild it with parts only bought on Amazon as a challenge. New bridge and pickups, as well as a bridge plate, tone knobs, and thumb rest thrown in too. It was originally a sunburst finish, but I sanded it and repainted it with chalk paint so it has a nice smooth feel to it. The rebuild was inspired by yourself as well as Aggiefish and Guns and Guitars. Cheers, man. I hope to be as well-rounded of a player as you one day. Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate that, man. I do my best as a player. I really feel I'm not that great at all, especially when you put me in a room with other musicians. But I truly do appreciate that, brother. Oh, that's just so classy looking, man. I love that blue color. I love the white knobs that match the pickguard. And dude, it's just so groovy and classic looking, man. It's so cool. From Jack Copson, hey Patrick, great channel, great videos. Thanks, homie. Here's my 95 Epiphone Thunderbird non-reverse. Oh, I'm ready for this. Oddly for a T-Bird, they came with PJ setup and bolt-on neck. I've changed the control knobs, pickguard, and bridge on this, as well as some light refinishes. I bought it on an impulse and drove a 6-hour round trip to collect it. It plays beautiful. Hope you like it, and kind regards from Jack Copson in the UK. Man, this thing is slick. All right, so regular Thunderbirds, they're okay. I think they're just okay, and that's it. I think they play terribly, and I also think they sound super muddy and really gross. But ironically, non-reverse Thunderbirds, oh my God, they are phenomenal looking. And I love that Epiphone, instead of just doing the soap bar configuration, they decided to go with a PJ configuration. And instead of a regular 3-point bridge like Gibson and Epiphone like to do a lot, they just instead went for a Fender style 5-point bridge, which is way better than a stupid 3-point bridge. I love this color. I love that black pickguard that goes with it and that new bridge too. This thing is just absolutely sick, and I want to buy it off of you if you want to sell it. I guess. We'll find out. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. And last but not least for today, Funky Bass says, hi Patrick, thought this might be a fun submission since it's so unique. A 1988 Steinberger XM-T8 with trans trim, EMGs, volume, blend, and wacky two-way active bass treble. If you turn it up, it adds treble. Turn it down, it adds beef. And add a trans trim to drive all your bandmates crazy from unnecessary dive bombs. All the best. Dude, this thing is so ugly, but oh man, it's so cool looking. I don't know what it is about it. It looks like a shark in a weird way. I know that doesn't make any sense. And also the trim with it too. I don't really have an opinion on basses with trim low systems. They look really foreign to me though. They look like they don't belong, but I bet they're so much fun to play around with. And I bet the EMGs sound very well rounded and very thick too. It's just ugly enough for me to really, really want to try and buy one for super cheap. But that is it today for episode 2. Thank you guys so much for submitting, and I'm trying to do one of these videos every 2 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, just not completely overwhelmed with my channel with this and only this. If you want to submit your ride or die desert island bass, submit it to showmewhatyoubase@gmail.com. Send 3 or more pictures or so. Send a very short description. I'm talking like a paragraph tops, please. And this is a big one, just one bass. I'm getting a lot of emails where it's like, hey dude, here's my 14 basses. And guess what? I don't want to see your 14 basses. I mean, I appreciate you being really excited about them, but narrow it down to 1 just because we got a lot to go through and I want to be fair to everybody. Make sure you submit it to showmewhatyoubase@gmail.com and nowhere else. But thank y'all so much for watching, as always, for submitting, for sharing, liking, subscribing, commenting. The last video like blew up, and thank y'all so much. I really love being able to interact with all of you and just seeing your favorite basses, whether they're super expensive or super cheap and have a very big sentimental value to you. Like, that is so wicked to me. And I love being able to share not only the story, but like your favorite instruments with everybody. It's just a lot of fun to do, and I really appreciate you guys running along and doing this whole thing with me. But if you're new to the channel and want to see more bass content every single week, make sure you subscribe. And again, if you want to help support the channel like these incredibly beautiful people right here, then head over to my Patreon page for things like early access to videos, giveaways, and more. Thank y'all so much again for watching, subscribing, commenting, sharing, all that fun stuff, or follow me on social media. Follow me on Instagram, because why not? Instagram's where I have the most fun anyway. But thank y'all so much for watching again and showing me what you bass. And I'll see y'all next time.